Okay.
So you're going.
Well, yeah, because you were searching for your thing. Pull your thing up and be ready for it. But what's the worst movie you watched? I immediately
Funny Games.
Joker.
Oh yeah, no, Funny Games was worse.
No, see, and I think Joker was worse because we fucking went to the movie theater and paid for that shit and then stayed there for like 2.5 fucking hours.
It wasn't none. No, we didn't go to the theater.
Yes, that was the last movie you and I went to. Everybody was talking about Joker and how fucking amazing it was. And we just sat there, and that is the last movie we saw in the theater. Yeah. That's the only reason I do it over Funny Games.
Yeah, I really wish I could have just played on my phone. And people are going to freak out about this because tons of people love the movie.
Absolutely. It is. I have not met one person who doesn't like the movie.
I know. Maybe.
And I absolutely fucking hated it.
And I've had people say, you got to watch it again because there's like this whole kind of like Sixth Sense, like underlining kind of plot twist. And I'm like, I will never spend 2.5 hours watching that fucking thing again.
No, I will not give it a second chance like that. I know it's going to be an unpopular opinion, but we paid to watch that. Funny Games we didn't pay to watch. That's the only reason we wasted our own time doing that in our own home.
Okay.
But I still think Joker was worse because it was longer too.
It was so long.
It was so fucking long.
I know. Well, and
we were
funny.
Like racing out of there.
Like 2 hours is kind of the max. I feel like attention. I can come back to something. But like, what's it? The Gentleman. It's like 3 hours. Mm-hmm. It's like the greatest cast in the world.
Yeah.
I still can't fucking make it through it.
Still can't make it through it. Yeah. I'm about an hour. And then I kind of start, I'm going off. And so if a movie's an hour and a half, which most of them are, and now they're starting to get longer, I'm like, fuck, I'm never going to be able to watch them. Like
watch it.
Yeah.
Like,
all the
really
way through, without trying 7 times. And starting it somewhere else. I just can't.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The other one that I thought was The Happening. Nothing fucking happened.
I don't remember that.
It was with Mark Wahlberg and Zoe Deschanel. I don't know how to say her name right.
Oh, weren't they like driving away from like the nothing?
Yeah, it was like the fucking wind.
Yeah.
It was like that's what I'm saying. It's The Happening was the name of it, and nothing fucking happened the entire movie. It was horrible.
And everyone was like, this is why you have to take climate change seriously. You're like, what? It was a fucking wind.
Yeah, it was the wind.
It's probably more of an evil spirit than a fucking glacier melting, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, those were the two that came to my mind because I was so excited because I love Zoe and I love Mark Wahlberg, and so I was like really excited because I thought that they would make like a good pair in a movie, and I was so disappointed in that. So those were the two that I thought of.
I wouldn't have even thought of The Happening.
I know. I read the question and I was like, for some reason I haven't seen it in years, and it just popped in my head. I was like, I really did not like that fucking movie.
Yeah, and yeah. I didn't like the new Batman at all. And
didn't we just watch that?
I wanted to. No, we watched the good ones. Christopher Nolan. Or or whatever. Was it Christopher Nolan?
No. We did watch the new one.
Yeah, we did, but that was before it. We went back and rewatched the Dark Knight series.
No. I know that. I'm saying the one with Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, we watched it.
Yeah, we did watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was fucking terrible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's not.
There's parts that I liked. It just wasn't that great. I don't fucking get it.
Batman's supposed to be an action movie, and I did not feel very much action.
Not a lot of action. And then you have was it the Joker or the Riddler? The Riddler? He was the Riddler.
It was the Riddler.
He did nothing. He was on a fucking computer screen with a gimp mask. That's not a fucking villain. Fuck.
I know. See, when I read this question, I was just like, oh, see, because we're such movie watchers that
trying to think of the worst movie.
Yeah. Trying to think of the absolute worst movie. And it's hard because we watch so many movies, but we have just in the last like year or two finally gotten to the point where if we don't understand why we even try to finish a movie, so we just shut it off.
Boom, done.
I don't know why it took us so long
because
to come to that conclusion.
You felt so committed to a movie.
You wanted it to get better by the end. You just
had to watch the fucking whole thing. That way, at the end, you could be like, yep, I was right. That sucked.
Yeah.
But what they should have done with Batman is the last one with Christian Bale where he disappears and then, what's his name? Robin. He was like Robin in it. I can't remember his fucking name right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's Lewis, no, something. Fuck.
You just keep talking and I'll
Gordon Levitt. What's his name?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
He was Robin taking it over, right?
Oh.
And he got the bag and the keys to the Batcave. And they set it up fucking perfectly. Perfectly. He should have taken over the manor and the Batcave and fucking went on his own adventures.
I feel
and
like
actually fought villains.
I feel like that movie
dipshits
was
and gimp masks.
Like 2 hours long at least because I do not remember Joseph Gordon-Levitt in that.
The very end. He was the
I
guy
probably fell asleep or I was playing.
I rewatched all three of them again and was like, that's where it should have went. That's where it should have went. And they fucked it all up. Some dipshit and fucking gimp
But they kind of have to. They kind of have to. If you think about it, there has to be a couple good Batmans and then like a couple just shit ones.
Just fuck them all up.
Yes, exactly.
It's like how people in like Lord of the Rings, they'll say, oh my God, all three of these were just fucking amazing. And then, you know, that something comes out and they're like, oh, that wasn't that good. And I'm like, man, I couldn't tell the difference. It's like 3 fucking hours and I was tripping the whole time.
I was sitting in my room in a dark room.
Just
like
sitting in a room, just...
Yeah.
I was like, I thought it was great. This is a funny one. I was trying to obviously just come up with some funny ones. Today sucked. I felt like I couldn't find anything. I also didn't look that hard. I mean, I looked in a handful of places.
Yeah.
But it was like, it was all garbage. It was just like people fighting over politics.
Yes.
And like really sad, almost like, you know, fucked up trauma stories. I'm like, I can't do that.
Right.
But this is kind of long, but it's actually quite funny. It's
all right.
From Off My Chest. My husband asked for a massage and said, in return, I get 10 minutes of anything I want. I made him read a cookbook from the 70s. My husband wanted me to rub
I want to meet her.
My husband wanted me to rub his shoulders, and I don't mind rubbing his shoulders, but sometimes he'll want me to do it 2-3 times a day. And at some point, a woman has to charge. So if it's an extra back rub request, he has to offer something in return, and I'll either go for it or I don't. So they negotiate. I
like this deal.
I'm in. This is why I'm reading it.
Okay? We might adopt this rule.
And tonight he offered 10 minutes of anything I wanted. He started listing some ideas, and the first one was, he said, I could maybe read you a book, and it just struck me, and I said, sure. I rubbed his shoulders, and he asked what I wanted. And I said to him to read me a book, and he started laughing and asked which one. And the first one I saw was one of my grandmother's vintage cookbooks. So I grabbed it, gave it to him. I told him to look through it a bit, find what he wants to start, where he wants to start, and then go. Jesus. My husband works in the kitchen of a highly rated upscale restaurant, borderline Michelin star, and has for a couple years. The cookbook was from the 70s and called potato chip cookies and called potato chips cookies and tomato soup cake. And I don't think too much of, and I didn't think too much of it either, or these things, until he started reading it. The section he chose to start was in a section called Herman. He picked it because he liked the name. But there's a sourdough called Herman that requires something called Herman starter. And that's what the chapter was about. Various recipes and with this particular sourdough starter, and they were awful. They were all recipes for things that just shouldn't have a sourdough starter in them, like chocolate, candies, and soup. It mildly broke him. He started questioning the recipes, then the Herman, then the author, then the publicist, because who would make this many Herman recipes and who would approve it? Everything needed salt and oil, and there was gagging and appalled gasps, and I don't know what I was expecting to happen when I gave him the cookbook, but definitely not this. But I'm so glad that I did, because now it's like a new core memory.
That's absolutely amazing. I looked up the cookbook. It's recipes of Americana.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's never going to be good.
No.
Especially if it's from the 70s, because they had things like...
Jell-O.
No. Bananas wrapped in ham with hollandaise sauce over it.
What the fuck?
I shit you not. Okay, these 70s cookbooks, if you've ever looked through them, they have stuff like that in them, so I can totally see where he was like, especially if he's such a good chef.
I knew this would get you going.
Oh, yeah. If he's such a good chef, you would have such a problem, because not only that, then you're also looking at the fucking pictures of it.
Because you're borderline, you love cookbooks and you despise old ones with recipes like this.
Well, yeah, because it's
But
gross.
they fascinate you.
But,
they fascinate
well, it
you.
is. It's very fascinating. I'm very fascinated by the fact that somebody would eat bananas wrapped in ham with fucking hollandaise sauce on it. I don't even understand that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I can the Jell-O things where they have like fruit in them and they're like in mold. Okay, that makes sense. You know, it's fruit and then it's like a fruit flavored Jell-O thing, whatever. Not like I'm gonna eat it, but that makes sense. To me, ham, bananas, and hollandaise sauce don't fucking belong together whatsoever.
I knew one, you would like the old recipe part of it, but I knew you would like the negotiating back rubs.
Yes, I absolutely like that.
I knew it would get you.
So it's a real thing.
It's the grossest fucking thing in the world. Don't.
Yeah. Yes, it's called banana casserole.
Fuck you.
It's ham and banana casserole. And it looks absolutely disgusting.
The only casserole out there that should exist
is tater tot casserole.
Tater tot casserole.
What about green bean casserole?
If it has tater tots on the top of it.
Okay, then it's just tater tot casserole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you make a fucking green bean casserole and not add a tater tot?
Well, see, and they used to do Jell-O molds with things like tuna fish in them, like canned tuna fish. That's like, yeah, I've looked through old cookbooks. My great grandma had some, and just looking through them, I don't know. I think maybe it was the cheapness of the dishes. I don't know.
I knew this would get you going. It's so good.
Many gross things that they used to make.
It's so good. I knew this one would do it.
Yeah. Well, and I do like negotiating for the back rubs, because you ask me to rub your shoulders all the time, and then you're like, the look on your face when I'm like, I don't really feel like it.
I'm okay with you saying I don't feel like it, but when you're like, sure, no problem, and it's like 45 seconds.
You're like, why did I get down on the ground?
Now I have to get off the fucking ground.
Oh, because I'm just trying not to break your heart right away.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the whole negotiating back rubs is a great idea. Like, if you were like, I'm like, I want a back rub. And you were like, okay, well, this is what I want. 10 minutes of reading or foot rubs. Or I know you don't want foot rubs.
Yeah.
Dishes, me doing the dishes. I mean, something, right? 10 minutes. And you had to rub my back for 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Because I can't remember the last time I had a 10-minute back rub. It was from
it's been a long time.
masseuse in Mexico 3 years ago. Over 10 minutes, that's where it was. I remember it.
Yeah.
I'm not pointing this out to be a negative. I'm just saying,
I don't know.
if there was some negotiation and you're like, this is what I want you to do.
I just get fucking bored.
For a 10-minute back rub, 20-minute, throw something out there weird. I could start a timer and I could hold you to it.
And then I could start a timer and hold you to it. I kind of like that. I don't like the whole part you can hold me to it, but yeah. I mean, you know, I don't know. Maybe we'll adopt. We already have our own rules, like the first hour rule. Mm-hmm. So I really, really like putting rules in place. And we put the first hour rule in place 20 years ago.
And it works.
And we still live by it. Mm-hmm. People think we're crazy when we explain that you cannot get mad about anything that is said in the first hour of the day. It does not matter. You can't get mad at it. We're both not morning people. And unless we've had our coffee and you've given us an hour, because if you talk to us in that first hour, it is your own fault what I say to you.
Yep.
And vice versa.
Yep.
So if you just don't talk for the first hour, or if you do, you can't get mad at it. You can't bring it up at all the rest of the day. You can't let it affect your day. And we've had that rule for 20 years and it's worked really fucking well.
Yeah, you can't obviously game the system and then say something incredibly rude or mean in the first hour saying, oh, okay, first hour rule.
Well, yeah, but we don't take it to
don't
extremes.
take it advantage. Honestly, the best part of it is don't fucking talk to me for the first hour.
Yeah.
It's not a slight on our relationship. No. The fact that I don't want to fucking conversate with you for a solid hour
or anybody. Because when we visit family,
I don't want to talk to anyone.
Exactly. We walk from wherever the fuck we're sleeping with a hood up to the coffee maker and do not make eye contact with anybody.
And I'll see you in an hour.
Yeah, I'll see you in an hour. And just don't take offense to it. And family has now learned.
Don't talk to me.
Don't fucking talk to us. Okay, this is in family. My 22 female, father, 52 male, believes that he is communicating with President Trump. And I'm sure my brother, 15 male, is behind this.
Yes.
All right. My dad is a Trump voter, and a fairly typical one at that. We're a suburban family, and he owns a small local boat dealership. He and many of his friends were very excited by the prospect of President Trump in 2016. And his excitement has built up into a kind of mania as his presidency has continued. Importantly, my dad is not a very smart man. He's fairly well educated, but is in many ways a stupid person. Anyway, this summer, I found out that he believes he has been personally communicating with President Trump. While my dad is clueless when it comes to technology, I regretfully helped him set up a Twitter account in 2016, using which he has become the type of person who regularly replies to Trump's tweets, getting into frequent arguments with people in replies. This apparent line of personal communication began in July, when my dad received a text message from a withheld number, thanking him for supporting and dedication to the president on Twitter, and was signed Donald Trump. My dad freaked out with excitement when he received this message and showed the whole family. Obviously, none of us believed that this was a genuine message from the president, and so he texted back. Eventually, a small conversation started wherein it was explained that the messages were sent from Trump's personal phone and that he really appreciates my father's dedication to the mega cause. Admittedly, this validation really brought some life back into my father. Just after Christmas, our mother left, taking custody of one of my brothers, and then shortly after that, he injured a knee in a fishing boat accident and had to spend an awful lot of time indoors recovering, perhaps accounting for the large amount of time spent on Twitter. He seems to have displaced a lot of his personal pride and sense of achievement onto the President Trump as a response. One can imagine how it felt for him to feel recognized in this way. However, their ongoing conversation has gotten completely out of hand and in a way that I am worrying he's being damaged. Okay. His conversations with President Trump have become fairly regular. They usually message at least every day. Although my dad is very forgiving of the president's tardiness, as he's busy being the president, my dad has begun to see his friends a lot less since this has started. The number of friends that believed he was actually talking to Trump got smaller and smaller, and so he began cutting them off. He's also begun to completely alienate himself from the town. Even when he feels well enough to go and help out at the boat dealership, he ends up scaring customers and staff by mentioning his conversations with the president or talking about him in an over-familiar tone.
Oh, God.
You'll never guess what Donald just said to me. Or, that's classic Trump. Worst part of all of this, however, is that I know who the culprit is. My little brother. The one who moved states with my mom. I know this because 4 years ago, I did the same thing to him. I obviously greatly regret this and think it was a terrible thing to do. I started an email conversation with him pretending to be a popular gaming YouTuber. And this went on for a few months before I finally revealed it was me. I haven't seen anyone as upset in my life. And again, I dearly regret this. It seems clear that my brother, remembering this, is using it as a way to get back at my dad. The two have never really gotten along, partly due to my dad's political beliefs, but he's been understandably angry at my dad since the divorce. How do I put an end to this? My dad is steadfast in the belief that he's talking to the president and won't be convinced otherwise. And I feel unsure about confronting my brother about this, given that it would only damage any potential for their relationship to rebuild in the future.
Holy fuck, that's hilarious.
I told you, it's about a political figure, but it's not like a political debate here.
How old's the little brother?
15.
Fucking gangster. Oh my God.
I mean...
So funny.
I love that he responds to people like, oh, you'll never guess what Donald just said to me. like they're best friends.
Just besties.
Yeah. Oh,
Just texty besties.
It takes him a while to get back at me. He's understandable. He's busy. I mean, he's the fucking president.
How old is this post?
It's 3 years old.
Okay. I was like...
Yeah. I dug deep for this one.
Yeah, you did. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Did you scroll all the way down 3 years?
No.
Okay.
No. No. I was looking for one that you would really appreciate. I thought you'd really like this.
It's fucking hilarious. It's a great... I mean... Dude, the daughter has to do whatever. Here's what the daughter should do, is maybe not point out that it's the little brother off the off chance it makes, the whole relationship worse. But sure as fuck needs to convince them anyway that this is insane.
Yeah, I mean, he's sounding insane to everybody.
I want an update. I really want
an update. There isn't. She never actually responded to any of the comments either.
You should just DM her. Say, can we get an update on this?
I really need an update on this story because it is
fascinating.
I mean, this is a prank.
I'm serious.
That
DM her.
Has gone so far.
DM her. Say, hey, can we get an update to this Trump story? It's fucking hilarious.
Well, maybe I'll do that and see if we can. But this one to me was just, I read the title of it and I was just like, wow.
I feel like if there was that type of technology back when I was in middle school, it would be like thermonuclear warfare. Just fucking with everyone. I don't even have the energy to do that. The technology's there now, right? You could do this. I have zero energy to fuck with my friends or anything.
Well, I just don't. Yeah, I wouldn't put the energy into something like this.
Yeah.
But I mean, wow, the brother's definitely taken it. And she is right. I mean, I don't think that the brother probably would have this idea in his head if it was not done to him.
Yeah.
I mean, this is... Although it should be done back to her. I mean, I don't know why we have to drag the dad into this.
Don't drag the dad in it.
Yeah.
He runs the boat dealership into the fucking ground.
Scaring away customers.
So good.
Because of his good old buddy Donald.
Oh, just Donald stuff.
I know. I just love it. Just like, oh, you'll never guess what Donald said to me. Like, just calling him by his first name, like they're just, best buds from high school.
You should start texting like pictures of Melania. She got all dressed up for me today.
Yeah.
Dude, that's funny as hell.
Yeah. I thought you would enjoy that one.
It's good.
It's good.
This one will throw you for a loop. Because it's... I just read it, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Slutty confessions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready.
A guy complimented my butt at the gym, so I gave him head.
Oh.
Female, 18.
How old was the guy?
It doesn't say. I don't think she knew him long enough.
She doesn't know enough about
She does not know. She doesn't even know his hair color.
No, I'm sure she knows a little too well.
Yeah. Today I went to the gym early in the morning because that's the best time for real. Oh, what fucking dumb people. And there weren't many people there, only a few. Halfway through my workout, a guy came up to me and we chatted a bit before he complimented my figure. And I was a little flirty mood, to be honest. I fucking hate that shit. You don't have to...
Just read.
All right. LOL. Ugh. So I told him to be specific. And at first he was nervous, but he actually complimented my butt for a whole 3 minutes.
Did she time it?
I took him to the changing rooms, and lucky for us, it was empty. So I only took 2 minutes to make him empty his balls down my throat. He. Then I went back to my workout. I'm like...
I call bullshit on this story.
Right?
I worked in a gym.
I
worked in a gym for a long time. That's such bullshit.
Yeah.
First of all, there are cameras everywhere in gyms. Not the locker rooms. Not the locker rooms, but right outside the locker rooms, because they have to make sure that the wrong sex isn't going into the ones. They have to make sure that young kids aren't going into the family change rooms. Mm-hmm. Because there will be somebody waiting right outside of it for you to get something happen, depending on the gym's rules. But I call absolute bullshit on this.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't make sense.
No, that did not happen. There is, and if it did happen, okay, like let's give her the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, this did happen. Mm-hmm. That is a disgusting fucking gym.
Yeah.
Because they don't have things in place to make sure that this stuff doesn't happen. And if this stuff is happening, that gym is dirty as fuck. Like, you're not going to go in there. Like, all areas of that gym are not fucking sanitary.
Yeah. The whole thing, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That doesn't...
Nope, I call bullshit.
That doesn't make any sense. But at the same time, I thought it was pretty funny.
It is funny.
Because if you think about it, you're like, a guy came up to you in a gym, complimented your butt for 3 minutes.
But it only took her 2 minutes?
2 minutes.
To empty his balls?
To empty the balls. I'm like...
Yeah, no.
No.
That did not happen.
No, it sounds like a 14-year-old boy.
And also you're really fucking gross if you're both sweaty and you're just like a random dude you're going to go down on. Like, you're gross.
Like, he's at the gym, sweating away, just did cardio. And you just were like, I'm going to take this motherfucker.
Yeah. No.
No.
No, I call bullshit.
Thank you.
That is...
Thank you.
No. I worked in a gym for, like 6 or 7 years or something.
But the punctuation?
Yeah. This is just a kid, like, saying something that they maybe would hope would happen. Mm-hmm. You know? Which, there you go. If that's your fantasy, fucking go for it. That's, like, fine. I don't have a problem with that. But, yeah, that did not happen.
No.
I call bullshit.
I thought it was stunningly fucking hilarious. Because I'm like, this chick is somehow going down on a guy at a gym, like, that she doesn't know. Like...
in a bathroom?
In a bathroom?
Ew.
I'm like, it sounds like a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah. Hoping that he goes to the gym and the girl goes down on him.
I don't know. It's just super weird. I'm like... But it popped up, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
This is...
Yeah, no.
Funny
that's not
and
real.
stupid at the same time.
Yeah, it's not real. All right. So this one is in family again.
family.
Yeah, I keep finding these ones in family.
What
and
the
it's,
fuck?
Yeah.
You got on me for relationships. Oh, another one from relationships?
The one about Trump was in family as well.
I know. And that's what I'm saying. You're hyper-focused on one sub.
No.
No?
No.
That's what you do.
Well, I definitely...
Prove me wrong.
I definitely
Prove me wrong by
hyper-focused.
not doing another one.
But no. I can't because I don't have any other ones.
Exactly.
But yeah, it was something that I found him in today.
All right. I searched. I was drinking coffee, searching for ones to come up with, and I was running short.
I know.
On everything.
And that's what I'm saying. I found like 3 in this one, which does not normally happen.
I know. Well,
so
good for you.
All right.
You found them.
So this one's called I Hate Living with My Wife.
Oh.
Yeah. The titles, see, it's all about the titles.
I'd rather be living with just my dog.
Okay.
I got you, bro.
We've been together 5 years, married for 2.5, and have a 1-year-old. We live in a small 3-bedroom house. Space isn't 100% the issue. Maybe it's me. I'm an orderly person. Simple is better. I hate junk and clutter. I'm the cook and regular house cleaner, always have been. She is the complete opposite to me when it comes to stuff. Beyond that, it's the daily taking pens off the kitchen table and putting them back in the drawer, daily vacuuming. I have to pick up her slippers or 2 pairs of tennis shoes from the day before, just kicking wherever. Our dressers always have clothes or whatever just thrown and sitting on top. Walks in the door and throws the jacket down versus hanging it up. Leaves cups just sitting around. We hash it out with me purging fits and throwing things always regularly.
He throws things?
Yeah.
This guy's throwing stuff because he's upset his wife won't clean?
Well, no, he has like purging fits and he's just like throwing stuff away. And,
okay.
Like,
all right.
Yeah, it's like a purging fit. Not actually throwing stuff, but throwing it away.
That ain't going to help fucking get your point across, bud.
I bring it up occasionally, the clutter, and then I feel like the asshole. I've tried the positive reinforcement, etc. There's no standard anymore, and I can't stand it. Raising a child and wanting another is a full-time job outside of work, but it's been this way since before kids. She always argues we need a bigger house. I counter, we can't keep what we have in check with the simple things. I'm tired of having to keep everything and drawers full of every koozie from every wedding she's been to, 8 different wine openers, endless coffee cups and mugs, where the cabinets are 130% full and only use the same one. I hate just living with it. I've been avoiding buying a bigger home because I know it's just more space for more crap. There's no infidelity, no addictions, but living together is getting to an official breaking point.
He just married a messy chick.
Yeah.
I mean, he's clean, wants it a little orderly, wants less clutter, right?
I totally get that.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
You're very orderly, no clutter, whatever.
I don't have knickknacks or fucking
there's nothing. Yeah. Just sitting on a fucking table to be sitting on a table.
Nope. My coffee table collected too much crap. I just got rid of the fucking coffee table.
Yeah.
I solved the problem.
Boom. Can't put anything there.
Yeah.
But fucking wow.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to fix this.
No.
Homegirl's been messy her whole life. It's not going to change. And then you add another kid into it, this guy's going to lose his fucking marbles.
Well, and he's absolutely correct. A bigger house is just, it's just more room for more shit.
More shit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, and I want to know what the positive reinforcements were, because all I could think of was that episode of The Big Bang Theory when Sheldon kept giving Penny the chocolates for anything that she did. Mm-hmm. And Leonard like caught on and was like, fucking knock it off, you know? Like I just pictured that when he's like, I've tried positive reinforcements. Like anytime she picked up a cup, he's like, honey, do you want a piece of chocolate? Like, what are your positive reinforcements?
I don't know. Another koozie?
I got rid of 6, but I got you this new one.
It's so funny. It's such a, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a stupid kind of argument, but it drastically affects the way you enjoy life with your family, your wife, whatever, you know. And everyone, you know, you have a kid, you already have messes and shit probably that already take place. And then, then you just got a messy wife.
Yeah. Well, you know, even if all these other things, you know, you're compatible with, this is where you both are living.
Yeah.
And your living space. This should be something that you should 100% be compatible with. Or if she's this way and you want it to be another way, then you have to just get used to picking up and cleaning up and be okay with it because you know that this is what she's like.
You just you clean half an hour every day. You suck it the fuck up because your wife's messy. That's how it is. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I would be the messy one out of the two of us, but I also go nuts with clutter.
Yes.
And like shit just sitting on a counter when it can get thrown away.
Right.
It's like this took me 4 seconds. I put it away, you know, but I would be the messy one out of both of us. Now I'd clean.
I am so glad that part is recorded.
I've never not said that. I mean, I don't feel like I'm like gross messy.
No, you're not gross, and it's not even like bad, but it's funny that
out of the two of us, you know. But I could make a case for some personal areas in this house, huh?
Well,
maybe personal tables right next to you.
Well, also, I have a huge issue with getting the laundry from the washer to the dryer.
It's so far away.
It takes a few washings because I forget about it it's out of. And we also live in a small home, so you can hear in the entire house a washer go off, but I don't know. I just can't. So I get it. There's things that I do as well. I'm not saying I'm perfect because I'm not. And I'm not 100% one of those nothing can be on anything at any time freak out type
you're
thing.
not OCD, but we both get to a point where we're like, we should probably clean the dining room table.
Yeah.
Because there's just too much shit on it.
Yeah.
You know?
There's too many fucking boxes.
Too many Amazon boxes. Too many fucking jackets laying on it or something, you know. But this guy either needs to fucking suck it up. Yeah,
he either has to be okay with the fact that she is this way and that you're just going to have to pick up after her.
She's just going to be a messy chick. Like, it reminds me of someone very specifically that, not you, obviously.
I know. I thought of this immediately, which is like, one of the reasons that I picked it.
She will just be a mess, just a messy person for her entirety of life, because that's just who she is.
Yeah, and she's gross messy, but
yes, but I bet you this guy's sugarcoating it a little.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, also I was reading through the comments and somebody had said, "Do your purging fits involve getting rid of her things without consent?" And he never really said that he like got rid of her stuff, except for, you know, like, yes, purging, but he never said what it was. And I'm sorry, but like if it's coffee cups and mugs in, you know, wine openers, koozies, that shit, I mean, I would literally throw your stuff away like that if it drove me batshit crazy.
Not koozies.
Well, no, not koozies.
But if I had this weird thing for wine openers.
But I mean, coffee cups and mugs. How many coffee cups and mugs have I fucking gotten rid of? Because you and I both.
But they've ran their lives. Like, they've ran the course of life, right? Now, mugs. No, hear me out. Mugs that don't insulate with a, lid. I get that for the most part. Because now we live in the golden age
of your coffee stays hot for 4
of your
hours.
coffee stays hot for 2 fucking hours. So go for it. Get rid of the shitty mugs.
Yeah. No, I know. But like when somebody said that, I'm just like, well, purging, everything that he's talked about hasn't really been like, I mean, besides socks and shoes, but I mean, I can highly doubt, I highly doubt he's like throwing that stuff away. I could see throwing like mugs and.
Plus a lot of it could just be age. She has one kid, probably feels overwhelmed.
Yeah.
They sound a little younger, and maybe
yeah,
it's
I don't
just
know.
age.
I don't know. I don't know how old they are. But yeah. And also, here's the thing I just think about, because it doesn't say that it sounds more like he goes to work, like leaves the house and goes to work, and she takes care of the kid. I could be just reading into this, but that's what it sounded like to me. And the thing is when you're home, because I work from home, I do not have children, but when you work from home and you're in it all the time, it is really easy to just kick your shoes off wherever the fuck you are. It's really easy to leave something on the table instead of walking. It builds up really, really quickly.
You can get into a funk really quick.
Yes.
Well, it's the same thing, like, when you're depressed.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how hard is it?
Yeah, which it also says they have a 1-year-old.
That's depression with 2 feet.
Well, that also could be like postpartum depression and
I know.
stuff.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is, your hygiene becomes directly affected by your depression.
Your state of mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you get depressed and you're like, fuck, I'll just shower tomorrow.
Yeah. Exactly.
I can clean that tomorrow. That's not my big deal.
Yeah.
I can't even get off the couch or bed or whatever. Then it
like that plate's gonna sit there because you're lucky I just ate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, he does say that it was before they had a kid, and they've been married for 2.5 years, and they have a 1-year-old, and they've been together for 5. So I kind of feel like he should have seen this coming.
Yeah, she hasn't changed. She's always been messy. Bro.
Even if you didn't live together, I'm sure you went to her house or her apartment or something. Mm-hmm. Because this whole thing, reminded me of the exact same person. And the thought in my mind is just like, anybody who gets into a relationship with that person is automatically going to fucking know, because they're going to go to their house. Yeah. And then they're going to tell you whatever excuse.
I love when, it's just, I just haven't had the time to clean. Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You sat on the couch for 3 hours. You played on your phone. It's the same thing you did the night before.
And the night before that.
You don't have to live in a dumpster.
Yeah. Exactly.
Give a little clean, Yeah. And no one cleans their house and says, man, I feel worse about where I live. No, you feel better. It feels good. It feels clean. Mm-hmm. So right there, it correlates with, how you feel mentally. Yeah. But yeah, people are just fucking messy. There's some people who are just gonna go to the end of days being a fucking messy person.
Well, and exactly. And we also know people who just collect clutter, junk. We know those people.
8 bottle openers. 8. I know that person.
They probably have 12 jars of pickles over in their fridge at the very moment.
I know this person.
So they, it could be the exact opposite. Like, I thrive also in simpler is better. Don't have a bunch of stuff in my house. Don't have a bunch of, knickknacks, clutter, all of that stuff. But some people just feel like they have to have all of that, when I think that sometimes they just don't realize that when you clear that stuff out, it does, it helps you mentally so much.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And I'm never saying you have to get rid of it. You could just pack it up and store it somewhere.
Yeah, throw it in a box.
Just get it the fuck out of the house.
Stop being messy.